Onto the cloud. Hi, this is Athena StarSeed, and this is StarSeed Transmissions. This is our first recorded Zoom call, and I just basically want to have everybody take a nice, deep, cleansing breath. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Inhale and exhale. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light return to earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men and women. May the Christ consciousness return to earth. In the center where the will of God is known, let the center guide the little wills of men and women, the center which the masters know and serve. May it seal the door where evil dwells. May the plan of love, light, and power restore heaven on earth. Archangel Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, Raphael, Father Sky, Mother Earth, from the point of light that connects us all, please be in the sacred circle of light. Allow me to be a clear channel for all involved. Amen, amen, and amen.
Amen.
Oh, yeah, just drop in for a second. Get yourself nice and grounded. Keep your eyes closed. Imagine a cord from the base of your spine. Just drop it all the way down like an anchor into the center of the earth. Inhale. Exhale, let it go even further. Inhale. Drop it down even further. And this last one, we're going to tie it around a black diamond. Inhale. Exhale. Yeah, now just tie it around a black diamond. And feel nice and connected to Mother Earth. She's a part of you, and you're a part of her. We're all a part of each other. And just slowly, each time you breathe, let's start to expand. Inhale. And expand over your body. And then inhale. Expand over your room. And then inhale. And expand over the planet. Inhale. Expand over the galaxies. Inhale. Expand over the universe. Last time, inhale. Expand over the multiverse. Okay. So I'd like every one of us to imagine a blue jewel at the center of our third eye and start spinning the jewel clockwise. Every time you breathe, spin the jewel. Inhale. Spin the jewel. Inhale. Spin the jewel. Now let's spin it counterclockwise, please. Inhale. Spin the jewel. Inhale. Spin the jewel. And this time I want you to spin it straight up. Inhale. Spin it up, roll the eyes up. Inhale. Spin it up. One more time, inhale. Spin it up. Okay, this time spin it down. Inhale. Spin it down. Nice and deep, nice and slow. Inhale. Spin it down. And then one last time. Inhale. Spin it down. Good evening at the center. Bringing all collective awareness in one central localized point. Bringing the channel in right now. We open and expand.
Hello.
Greetings. From the center of the universe, which comes from the I love you field, we are very happy that we have participants waiting to receive. In the expanded version of who we are in a multiplicity, things are getting raised up to release complications. Breathing through adversity and all judgments allows more space to expand into localized heart chakra. Fourth dimensional resonances will allow more levity into the field so that the humor can find its way to joy. Clear path. Seeing as though past lives will bring awareness, we can realize not to repeat as looping is tiring. Breathing in the moment allows the moment to breathe in, and presents are given like Christmas. As we receive the wounded aspects of shadow selves, we allow the heart lights to turn on like night lights for scared children. Believing that things will be here on time is a trust factor that no need to be implemented any longer. As trust is the foundation of the fabric of love, trust is always present. Expand into higher states of love and see the view of all loving eyes. As separation blends into unified fields, mermaids are present. And emotions will be understood in greater loving languages as we receive ourselves in more freedom around courage. Letting go of fragmented littleness is the bigger role for income to come in. Income is abundance, and abundance is a resonance that incomes as the waves of low tide no longer bother. Irritation of pearls are sandy beaches that will erode all kinds of egoic tendencies. As constructs reveal themselves as colors. Painting through rainbows is a delicious dandelion that you blow in your heart and receive your soul in multiple colors. As we understand little leprechauns dance for gold, we see our treasures in our chest and become little leprechauns ourselves. That's a funny picture. Sorry. Okay. And as as these beings spin their toes, ruby slippers change into Wizard of Oz like brick roads that we follow into the center. As we see the miracles unfold, we have ribbons of life that we can view Akashic records on bandwidths of present time.
Yes.
Seeing the love through the eyes of the beloved will always look with closer lenses of I love you. All misunderstandings are standing under the umbrella of love. As we parachute into this reality, we see ourselves opening and floating down. Allow the flow to float you so that contractions upon forcing moments will relieve themselves. As the dot begins to expand, we have a collapse on multiple realities and choices must be made. Frequencies are the keys that unlock dimensional doors that we can enter as we have many mansions, say they before. And as we delve Show it to me again. As we dive into these dimensions, the pools change colors based on bandwidths of emotion that we have already
Amen.
mastered. Dot. Bringing lots of love language comes in many forms as artists will churn their heart strings towards heavenly angels' wings. Dot. Harps that play more beautifully will sing higher notes so that the masses will raise up out of their sadness. Dot. Leaders are being brought together as artists are the visionaries which become the earth's lenses to look through now. Dot. Golden ages of the past were preparations for this moment now as currency will flow from art, not money. Dot. And as the give it to me again. And as the flow comes through, the mermaids will sing their highest notes. Dot. As sound becomes the dimensional soul key, we realize that all soul notes have their opportunity to stand in the center. Dot. Center stage becomes the megaphone for realities to change guards. Dot. Angels now have bigger keys to see through so that new harmonics will enter their DNA. Dot. Believing in all life is an eternal cycle for moons to turn and lessons to be learned for the expansion of the all. Dot. Purposes are like petals floating back into the river of life, and memory codes will be let go. Dot. Ancestors heal so that present people feel and unlock chains that bind souls to grounded rocks. Dot. Dragging this heavy code will ground angels to floor dimensions, and so they feel all suffering. That's pretty dark. Okay. Up, 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 up. Okay. Cutting chains for energy beings will see light codes shift and elevator dimensions come from higher realms broadcasted down from star systems beyond this time frame. Dot. As light workers come from different aspects of wounds, all bands are coming up to be reaccounted for. Dot. New files are being delivered from new applications through tech and through art and through heart transmissions as omnipresent fields make sympathetic chimes ring. Dot. Flower petals spin as all souls win when people realize they are in the center. Dot. Centers expand if things are understood by the heart and ego personality in the same moment. Lag time 0. Dot. 0 point energy collapses on reality as a single dot, dot, which is the point of transition and transmission to expand words like crescendos falling back on dots as music. Return. Return to the center where all imagination images out pictured soul's heart dreams that wish like bubbles blown through a 5-year-old's hoop. Dot. Returning to the innocence will bring all the clarity that one has to clear their spectacles. Dot. Energy fields start to collapse as we understand one thing. Dot. Love is ever present. Dot. Love is ever present. Dot. Love is ever present. Dot. In this, we say, not so simple that we don't pay attention to the owies we receive while skinning knees that do bleed with pain of ego deaths. Dot. standing up for your rights as the God being light's third eyes open like Christmas trees. Many of the 144,000 band together in light parades. Grids start shifting and dimensions start lifting and beings start creating like God. Ascension, dissension, evolution, devolution, infinity, 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 infinity. Eternity spins and everyone wins at their own time frame when souls are ready for their readiness to turn around and face themselves. Infinity mirrored, mirrored infinity. As we receive the selves as souls and whole, we piece together the mirror cracked. Being life and being death is the same test. Death enters doorways of life as life exits doorways as death to dimensions still in the same
Yes.
As frequencies spin like flying saucers of tin, we remember that we reflect the sky. Clouds appear as weather when we don't understand what tethers our soul to deeper wounds that make little hearts cry. Relieving helium balloons that have been only souls wounded, it will allow the balloon to then pop. Expansion. 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 Inhale. Hold your breath. Root lock. Second lock. Chin lock. Third eye. Spin the diamond clockwise. The blue. Look up. Exhale. Okay, roll your head to the front or the right. And roll your head to the left.
Whew.
Look to the right, look to the left. Wiggle your fingers, shake your fingers. Om Namah Shivaya. Okay. Who would like to go first, ladies?
Well, I just have to ask you that you're channeling something new.
I know that just happened like last week.
Like the rhythm and I mean, wow. I hope that's in recording because it took my breath away. It was so otherworldly. Wow. It's like cryon.
We're all cryon. Every one of us. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so I'm a channel, and I just have contact and I can talk like a normal person.
Yep.
So I call it channeling the presence of now. And I had it since I was little. And I feel like I get transmissions from the star beings where they change colors. And I get chunks of data. And I'll say things sometimes for the first time and I won't have mastered it, but I'll try it out like a scientist and it works. Then
Wow.
sometimes I'll just know what to do in the moment. And then I'll be like, oh yeah, I know that because of experience. Now this happened last week. I started getting surges of energy up my spine and across my body. Felt really tingly. I felt really weird, like really odd, but I felt like really like loving, like if there was like just ecstasy pouring through me. And then I heard this like did like Morse code.
Yes.
And so I was like, all right, I'm just going to push record. And I recorded like 3 channels for myself that were very accurate, that I went back and listened to like at least 3 times, about
Wow.
myself, about my problems, about my issues, like where my blocks were. And then also a couple things from my parents. And then one private client came in, which I sent to her. And then another like best friend of mine in Houston. And they both called back and were like, that was accurate. I just listened to this like 10 times. It feels really good. So I got the message, start something, and the light workers that understand who's supposed to hear it will show up, because I'm not sure who this collective entity is, because they come in thought forms. It's not like it's Saint Germain, you know, like I don't have like one person I can visualize.
Right.
I'm hearing it like you're hearing it, and I'm seeing it at the same time. So sometimes I have to describe what I'm seeing at the same time as I'm saying it. And that's where I get like a little, like I got to get myself aligned, because I'll get a really beautiful visual and I'll have to show you what's in my mind.
Mm. Breathtaking.
Yeah. However, the reason why they want me to do this is because you guys are getting accelerated and you're about to be moved out into a larger demographic for your art and your missions. And so you're getting a lot of backup support right now. And I want you to accept that and allow that and expect that in a way that's really humble. Like, of course, I'm here to do that. Of course, it's going to be supported. Thank you. And so when you doubt yourself and you doubt who you are and why you came, I want you to remember that as much as we have free will, you already chose to be here to do something. And if you can get out of the way, the universe will pick you up and carry you and drop you off at your destination. You see what I'm saying? Like the dragon in the never ending story. He'll take you right where you need to fly to and then land you just where you need to be. And that's the flow. So the flow is absence of worry or fear or judgment or jealousy or competition. Everything that this third dimension is based on is contraindicated to the flow. So when you get sucked back into the grind, you have to take a deep breath and back up a frame, because this frame is moving on caffeine and this frame is moving on the breath.
Yes.
And the breath is a ribbon just beneath the main matrix frame. It's a ribbon. It's very, very thin, and you got to get on it. And when you're on it, it slows down. And that's when the portals open, and that's when you can see things. And that's when you can have access to every solution as every problem is coming into your field in the present moment, right? So the present is being served to you as an adverse moment, a challenge. On the same hand as the challenge is 5 solutions. Which one will you choose to experience, to evolve, to evolve, to evolve, to evolve, to evolve? Because the elevator is always going up. It can't go back into the egg. It won't reverse. It'll only expand in concentric rings up to the level of your allowing of the egoic coats that you have to drop as you stand naked before the divine, before it's your time to get your number called back, to look at your checklist and see if you did what you said you were going to do. So where do we go from here? We sit inside our little spaceships and we say, thank you, thank you, thank you. And we breathe more and we receive more and we stay in the yes of all of life. And if we're not in the yes, then we're in the pause. We're in the dot. The dot doesn't move. It doesn't do anything. It's the black void. It's non-things. It's no thing. It's Shiva. It's before there was anything, the stillness. And then the dot expanded into white light, into multicolors, and it personified itself as every living thing, sentient in every dimension. So from the crystal perspective to the plant perspective, to the animal perspective, to the human perspective, to the angelic perspective, to the avatar perspective, to the God conscious perspective, to the I am all that perspective, simultaneously serving itself to you, as you, for you, so that you. Remember that you're already awake. You're already where you want to be. There's nowhere to go. You have to do less. Like number 8 in the tarot, where she's holding the head of the king of the jungle with her pinky finger, and she's moving the lion's jaws exactly where she wants them. She's riding the lion of courage in her heart to expand into their art as the God creator unfolds as the omnipresent personified you and you and you and anybody else who's watching right now. There'll be a you that has to step forward in the center and remember why you came and entered this dimension to do the thing that you were born to do. Trust your angels are ready to hand you things you require. And don't beg. Say thank you in advance. Thank you for the diamond ring. Thank you for the beautiful house. Thank you for the Tesla, whether it's in the driveway yet or not. Thank you for the movie deal. Thank you for the the baby, the beauty, the being, the everything, the all thing. In advance is now, because there's no past, present, or future. There's one big, long moment ever expanding into any direction your imagination can take you based on the level of your love for the self. And as that self unwinds the twine that gives the soul, bind it in the knots that say, I can't not, I'm not enough, I'm not beautiful, I'm not young, I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm not. Cut the knots off and expand the package and let the present see what's there to be realized as creator. Can only create through you the way you're painting. It'll never come again, ever in infinity. It's very unique. It's your soul imprint. It's your soul imprint. It came here to be itself. So there's a light out in the firmament if you choose not to wake up and be you that day, metaphorically. Because you're the God that's there. And you're the God that's there. And I'm the God that's here. And we are fractals of that same one wholeness. And when we decide to take care of this Terra, Dharmata Tara, land, love, green Tara, healing. Heal this piece of earth. And this will all heal. Heal these waters of emotion. And quench this fire of ego and temper and jealousy and rage and anger. Temper this fire. And let's rain on Australia with our minds and our emotions that are in control of our waters, that are primal, that are connected to the earth, that at any moment we can switch based on our bodies switching with the tides of the moon. We're connected to every living thing. Women especially are collectively getting on each other's cycles. And now with powerful mages and sages, we can create the flows and change the dimension, just like 4,000 monks meditating in DC, changing the crime rate. The divine feminine can lift up a nation or rain out a fire or hold mother in her arms and stop an earthquake, depending on if we're in sync. And that's what humanity wants to learn through love instead of adversity. Let us not throw our trash into her oceans. Let us not throw trash into our bodies. Let us see the micro, macrocosm symbolism of just cleaning up this and watch the beaches get cleaned. Sit inside and do the work and come outside and see the art. The painting has already been painted to the psyche that doesn't even know it's painting. And once the witness can look at the finished product, it'll say, ah, yes. Ah is what you say when you have sex. Ah is what you say when you see your baby for the first time. Ah is when you create that perfect poem or that monologue or that song. Ah, yes. And the heart expands and the resonation goes up and the aura gets brighter and the magnetic field gets exponentially more magnetic. We are electrical and we are magnetic. Electricity is the visual, and magnetism is the love from the heart that pulls back into it that which is itself, that which is itself, that which is itself, that which is itself. So you greet yourself where you meet yourself, in the mirror of your mind and soul first, and then in the mirror in your bathroom, and then in the mirror in your life, and in the mirror of your marriage, and in the mirror of your creations and your projections into this field of I love you. Into this field of I love you. The aspect of you that already know you won the lottery of you. If you come in, your income grows. Come in, income. Come in, come. Income, come in, income. Come in, income. The magic words that spell the sentences of our lives don't have to determine us to a lower destination field. Fly first class. Come in, income. For all, if one of us can say yes to incoming, come in, income, then what happens is all beings are freed. There aren't classes, there aren't castes. There are every single soul raising up to its highest level of actualization, and everyone's imagination is like a flock of seagulls on the same narrative, silently flying to Mozart south for the winter. And so Jonathan Livingston Seagull doesn't just go around a record player in a loop. He actually ascends into a spiral like Terence McKenna into the center of the self where everything is everything. So every DMT is a fractal of I love you, that is a soul, that is a cell in the mind and the body of Mother Earth and Father God in multiple positions, 360 degrees, simultaneously in the multiverse, collapsing on a singularity as everything is possible. Now, everything is possible. Staying in the center where old DNA, broken chains can be dissolved and RNA can replicate telomeres to allow infinity to expand, we drop in new programs, applications, new iPhone 11. Peace, man, woman. The 11 is the angel gate, right? The angel gates where angels enter knowing they have two missions, 1, 2, 11. A soul mission for the self to actualize the art and put it in as creator, creatrix. And the global mission to share that powerful energy with the world through the expression of being authentic to the true artist, the self. So that means you can't take a crappy job or date a crappy person or have a crappy attitude about your God being inside. So you're in a mystery school called Earth. And when you dream, you remember you're taking these tests and you've already passed. So just laugh through the chemistry. Don't get freaked out by the SATs. You know what I'm saying? Just use it to sit down. Sat. What did she do? She sat. She sat and everything came to her. What if you never had to study for another test or read another book and you just sat? The Buddha sat under a tree and a cobra climbed over his head to symbolize what was dead, the skin of the ego off. The poison of the snake was bit and the being died, only to resurrect as the phoenix to offer a new reality of God consciousness. That's when all questions dissolve. What question, therefore, Al, shall I have to be or not to be? You're here to create. And in the creation of creating, joy is experienced because you're lost in that present moment. The quickest way to get present and wake up is to create. That's why artistry was the way in. The muses would take the artist down that path like an ayahuasca shaman. And the art would come into this presence where there was no time. All artists know about the no time zone. They're not hungry. They don't need an applause. They don't need an Academy Award. They're not even there. They're so present. They are illuminated. They become the light itself. Now imagine 144,000 amazing Jedis that expand to the level of remembrance of a Buddha, all on the earth at the same space-time continuum, if we had time. We would have one big Burning Man planet. And it would be a celebration of life, and eating would be a choice. See what I'm saying? Any experience would be a choice, because you wouldn't do experiences based on income. You wouldn't be like, can I afford it? You would be like, am I supposed to be there? Off you go. The plane gets sent. The car picks you up. You realize the universe will figure out a way to get you to Guatemala if you need to do a ceremony. You see? If you allow that to be present in your consciousness, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. The universe wants you to be there. You just keep saying yes. And look at how could you be there? How could you be there? How could you be there? Once you open the question of how, the paintbrush starts painting the narrative that collapses on a specific photo on the branch of the tree, to the left, up to the right, and then diagonal. And the leaf opens up and the reality runs, and you see yourself having so much fun, and you come back with your bags filled with gifts for everyone. And the hero returns and the karma burns, and you realize that everything you're doing is for all of us. Then the guilt drops away. It's yesterday. We don't even have to mention it, because we stepped on it like a stair that we already transcended. And now we're in a new bandwidth of light. And there are beings already there that have their sight on us that keep saying, come on. And we go, come on. We say, come on this way. And they say, come on this way. And now we're like diagonal little angels being carried up to heavenly dimensions that are pulling up the other us's that remember that we're already here to not fear and to enjoy our new career, which is being ourselves and getting paid.
Yes.
In all kinds of ways, shared ways, money ways, asset ways, gift ways, lottery ways, investor ways. When you're empty, like the Fool, you can become 0 and 22. It's the only card in the deck that can be two numbers. You see what I'm saying? It has two positions. The complete innocent, naive 0, which still wins no matter what. That's like the stoner that everything works out no matter what he's doing. Everybody else is really working hard except for him. He's just choked out. It's okay, you know? Right? And then there's the wise Fool that is super smart, but doesn't tell you he's smart. He acts dumb and he's laughing at everything. He's like the Monty Python character. He already knows everything that's happening, but simultaneously he chose to play the fool. Richard Dreyfuss in he played
Rosencrantz and Guildenstern.
Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. You got it, Richard Dreyfuss, exactly. That is where we like to land, to have the most Candyland ride. So, you know, I have like 10 minutes. Like, let's jump in. Who wants to ask a question, and how are we doing? Does anybody have any questions? How do you feel?
It's so on the nose. It's perfect.
I feel so good.
We're all blissed out.
I mean, that was epic. I don't know what just happened, but wow. And I thought I did a sound ceremony on Friday, and this was like, whew.
Maria, how do you feel?
I feel good. I feel really it's so perfect. It's really on the nose, and I feel really grounded, and also just I'm really enjoying this.
Is anything, I mean, everybody's so blissed out now, they probably don't even have any questions, but I mean, does anybody have anything they want to comment on?
Oh my goodness. I want to, I mean, I don't need it, but I look forward to hearing the playback of what the message you received, because it was so light and profound, and it went in all these different ways about time and sound and frequency and dimensions, and yeah, and just very affirming. I mean, I feel like you said everything. I don't know what I would have to ask you. I mean, if I'm paying attention, or if I'm receiving in my heart, like I went on a rainbow ride of love. I felt all these emotions, and now at the end of it, the golden pot is like bliss. Thank you. I don't... Oh my gosh, I'm so hot. I feel like I took my clothes off. Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow. Maria, I'm so glad you hopped on.
Me too. Me too. What a gift.
You know, I don't know if this is a question or just an affirmation, but Athena, you know, as we're all finding each other, I just have to say I'm super grateful for Maria, because when you find your sisters and your soulmates that you can really share these conversations with, it helps me go deeper and helps me trust myself even more. So I'm so grateful to share this space with her and with you and her, and I haven't really ever had that.
This is beautiful. I'm also really grateful that you both are here. And for me, like, it was a big jump from what I was used to doing. And I just kind of said around my 50th birthday, like, whatever you want me to do, like, I want to do it. So just tell me what it is, you know? And I really love artists, and I love the light workers. And I feel that they are so hard on themselves. And yes. So for me, I feel they put me down here to be like the biggest cheerleader of the starseeds ever. You know, like that's what I have. I'm like, yeah.
Yes.
You know, because the thing is it's like what would it be like to take like the Einstein and the Teslas of this common day dimension that are artists that actually influence through art? Like, science is like religion. It's got a small bandwidth. It's boring and people knock out. But this time they put, woohoo, all the artists in charge of the changing of the guard. And I'd like to be their cheerleader. And you know what? They'll get it done, because honestly, I do feel like, I'm glad they brought up Monty Python, because to get it, okay, let's just talk about that for just a moment, because something's coming in right now. The Beatles usually love to talk through me, especially John. Okay, but here's the thing.
They came to me in a dream recently.
George, wasn't it George? George, didn't he sponsor Monty Python?
I think so.
George Harrison. George Harrison was awake. He actually was sainted on the other side. Like, there's like, he was super duper awake. He came in to play an artist like you guys are. So what I want to say to you is, you're already awake when you came in, and then you got conditioned, and now you're deconditioning. You're reconditioning and deconditioning the original state that you came in at. He was already ordained before he was born. Then he became an artist. Then he met Ravi Shankar, and then the Maharishi, and then he just kept going. But the Monty Python piece was, he took all of his money and he went, I'm going to throw it at that. And these comedians that are the 0 and the 22, they're all fools, a band of fools, right? Like Shakespeare. A band
Yes.
of fools will start throwing rocks at the calcified egg in the third eye so humanity can laugh and their tears will crack open their armor.
Yes.
See what I'm saying?
Beautiful.
Like queens, kings, establishment. Monty Python pointed at everything that was a satire for really what it is to be in service to the whole.
Mm.
To be awake is God. If God's awake and is walking around, it's not saying I'm the queen and you're not. Do you know what I'm saying? No offense to the queen. But we're all queens, queen. You don't have to step down, but you got to step over. You got to like move it. Right? You're not the only queen. You know, like they're all queens. They're all like everyone here has the ability to love at greater levels and take care of more beings in a selfless way.
Yes.
So you had a dream.
Oh my goodness. Well, this was a bit ago. I had a dream. I actually just saw it today, but I only remember this part. I'm on some, feels like I'm in, I feels like I'm in LA, but I'm on some tree-lined street. I think I'm standing with someone. It could have been John Lennon, but there's like a convertible, like a like a red convertible from like the 60s rolls by, and all the Beatles are in it, and it just like slow-mo just rolls by, waves at me, and some tall, I think it was John Lennon standing next to me, and the rest of the Beatles were in the car. I'm not quite sure, but that was my dream.
So I would like for you as your homework to watch the Yellow Submarine, because there's a scene in the Yellow Submarine that's exactly very much like what you described.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they drive by in a convertible, but they're in between dimensions, and they have to assemble the souls, and they have to each one at a time get in the convertible. And John Lennon had to get in the convertible, and I guess you're in the convertible too.
Apparently.
You got to get in the convertible.
I'm gonna get in the convertible. I'm gonna find my notes on that dream, because there was somebody that wasn't a Beatle that was sitting in the car beckoning me to come in, but someone I knew with the Beatles. Anyway, it was amazing. And then it was actually around Christmas, I think, and I came down the stairs with my brother, and I was like, yeah, so I was hanging out with the Beatles last night. Anyway, so yeah, but I didn't remember that till today, and then you bring it up.
So please don't stop there. Please write down the Yellow Submarine and look for the scene where the convertible goes behind the dimensions and picks up the different souls that are going to change the dimension and save the planet through sound.
Wow.
Whoa.
Whoa.
I'm just saying.
Wow. That's crazy. Amazing. I will watch that tomorrow.
And Maria, what kind of artist are you?
Everything.
What am I? Dance feels that's been it so far. Dance and expression that way. I'm really enjoying kirtan lately and using my voice a lot more. So that's a new thing that is probably on the horizon.
Yay. Okay, so that's perfect. So can you create in the next 7 to 14 days a kirtan starting out ceremonial right into the dance and movement evening for like 90 minutes to 2 hours?
Okay. I'll look at that.
Yeah. It's important when you get the messages to take action, because you're a resonator. And Jennifer, you are too. Sorry, JP, you're a visionary resonator. You visualize a lot and you send it through like film, but you're also a songstress. And so you do need to be performing with sound, because the sound is the carrier wave. It's like dolphins and whales.
Oh, yes. Oh, I love that you brought up dolphin and whales, because I read all of Drumbelo's Flower of Life. In the beginning, he talks about dolphins and whales. And so I've been obsessed about thinking about their level of consciousness and their genius factor.
Well, that you are. That resonates with you, because that is what you are. You have that DNA, and it's very close to the last couple lifetimes, because you just came out of that mermaid dimension. You know what I'm saying? So it would make sense that you could communicate with them here now. So I would highly recommend, when you get a chance, to go to Hawaii or go with the dolphins.
Well, I was going to text Maria yesterday and say, I want to go swim with you with the dolphin. I literally, Maria, I should have sent it because it'd be hysterical right now talking to Tina, saying, this is what I want to do this year, swim with the dolphins.
See, they're calling you.
Hmm. Have you done that?
I have. And I've had a couple dolphin and whale cruises because when they called me, it came in like this. Somebody gave me the inner fossilized ear of a whale for my birthday when I was 46. And so I slept with it every night and I rubbed it and I listened to dolphin and whale songs all night long. It's like 8 hours on YouTube, right? Then I started having whale and dolphin dreams. Then one morning I woke up and my plan was to go to Pasadena for that festival, the Indian festival, where they throw the little pink balls and colorful balls at you. And I got a very strong hit. Take your Indian drum, get your fossilized inner ear of the whale, go to Zuma Beach, the opposite direction. But I know when I hear it loud enough, I change my plans on a dime. So I get my drum, I get my daughter, I go to Zuma Beach, I'm banging for 5 minutes. They say sing, I'm singing to the whales. A mama and a baby whale come right up to the shore, swimming. Okay? And so then I'm like, okay, you got me here. What's the message? You know, like, hi, just swim by. And they were like, no, have a dolphin whale cruise. So I'm like, I call my girlfriend. Hey, you just bought me this thing. The whales came by. I showed up. Let's do it. So immediately we book a catamaran for like 60 days out. And we sell 11 people at $111 to go out and charter the boat to go see the dolphins and the whales. And I'm thinking, boy, I hope I didn't make this up and they do show. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of pressure right now that all these people paid. So I'm just like, okay, calm down, just calm down. Shut up. You're not driving. You're not in charge. You just have to do what we say. I say, fine. We pull out. First sign, seals all over the rocks. Half hour out, a bunch of dolphins start jumping around the boat. 45 minutes out, a huge, gigantic whale circumvents this little tiny catamaran with like a net that you can sit on at the back. And he swam his tail underneath the net. And my girlfriend brought a camera and filmed that. So it's on film that the whale swam underneath of us. And we were chanting and singing, and she had a lot of fossilized whales, the ears that divers would find. And we did this huge ceremony to heal the water, the pollution, the people, and the earth. And we sang songs to the whales and the dolphins and apologized for the human behavior, bad behavior on humans, bad. So anyway, I felt like they accepted our apology on behalf of all the humanity. And then we sailed back. So they do talk to you. And if you feel like you're supposed to go see them, it's because they're calling you. You got a meeting. And they might ask you to do something.
Great.
You got a meeting in the ladies' room.
Amazing. So the resonance, can you speak more about the resonance, the resonators?
Yeah. I'm glad you brought that up. So resonators, their responsibility is to really mind their frequency. Because whether you're singing or not, you're resonating. It's like, okay, let me tell you what it's like, okay? It's like a hot mic before the curtains open and you don't know people can hear you talking backstage.
That's hysterical.
And you're saying things you shouldn't be saying. It's like, we can hear you. Your mic's hot. Please stop talking.
Amazing. Wow.
So when you know that your G spot is your happy note, it's your happy note. It's your happy. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. So if you know that you're broadcasting anyway, when you broadcast, you have double the power. That's what I'm saying. Starseeds have double the power of regular humanity. Why? Because they know they have a double mission. They know that when they heal, it's for behalf of humanity. They're taking on all the karma of humanity as they do their mother-father healing work, as they do their inner child work, as they do their shadow work. It's the collective unconscious, that Carl Jung's talking about, that you're taking with you forward.
Yes.
Not everybody wants to do that. They didn't come in to do that. They came in to totally be human. I want to drink. I want to smoke. I want to gamble. I want to have sex. I haven't done that. I used to be a monk. I'm here to experience life. I'm not changing anything. I'm not going anywhere. I don't want to look at myself. That's cool. Let them be. That's their lifetime. They have to be human now. It's like an ensemble. When you get cast every season, you can't complain that you're the villain, and then next month you're the virgin, and the next month you're, king. You're just like, you're in the ensemble. Like, just take the role. You got it. Right? How many times did you complain about that role? I wanted the other role. There are no small actors.
That is hysterical and so well played. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So as we look at the actor as the archetype of God consciousness, the actor is the fool as zero. The tarot are the cast archetypes that we play as we transverse the royal path of our own destiny. We finish where we start, which is God consciousness. In the amnesia of our casting of our characters, we don't want to get addicted to Richard III any more than we do Hamlet, because he's a little melancholy.
True that.
We want to wake up into the Ophelia of dying every day, to the suicide of our own ego, so that we can remember that we enter through poetry's door, the heart.
Yes.
And the muse comes from music as we get inspired by the prose of our own life, when we stop and smell the roses of our own routine becoming magical now.
Yes.
So drift into the daydreams of a dandelion and see yourself fulfilling every heart's wish because you wished it. And that's more than enough grace to fill a planet with love.
So beautiful.
And on that note, my goddess girlfriends, I must bid adieu, because I have a little baby bird who I promised to play with. But I really enjoyed playing with you girls.
Oh my gosh, that was
so joyful.
It was so jubilant. Yes, so jubilant. Thank you so much, both of you.
Thank you guys for being present. Your little gifts to the universe, your presence. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's 8:08. I'm going to leave you in the infinity of abundance. 8 is abundance.
Yes.
Feedback loop. I love you. You love
Maria's number.
Universe and I are one. Love, 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 love.
Oh, Athena, can we get a recording of what you channeled?
I'm going to turn it into a YouTube video. It'll be there. You'll see it.
Oh, there we are. Great. Laughing our faces off. Perfect.
Blessings of light to the love of who we are. Okay, we're stars. Remember that. Shine.
Yes.
Shine,
Okay.
shine,
Love you.
Okay. Blessings of light. Love you too.
Bye.
Stop video.
That's amazing, that image.
Stop recording.
Oh my God. God, look